Hi, my name is Evan. Want to see how many clarinet reeds I used this month? So I recently turned in my audition this year for my school's concert band, and I gotta say, it was kind of hell trying to record everything because this year we had unlimited takes because of this whole break. So I kind of went full try hard, and yeah, that's why whenever I touch a clarinet, my instincts tell me to... There's this one portion called the chromatic scale where you go up and down the full range of the instrument. This was probably the worst part of the audition for me because I just started learning clarinet like a few months ago. So the thought of playing from to still makes me wet my bed every night. I'd say the final take was okay, but anyway, during this time I was like hyper attentive and like trying to find chromatic scales in the music that I listen to. And because of this, I realized that there's a lot of cool instances of chromaticism in, I guess my speciality nowadays, K-pop. And because none of my friends would listen to me rant to them about the many ways chromatic motion informs the texture and themes of music, I basically had to make this video to spare them the pain of my socially inept ramblings. Okay, so before I get ahead of myself, some of you might be asking what in the god a chromatic scale is. So we all know the major scale, right? Well, there's notes in between the notes of the major scale, and when you play those, you get... That's the chromatic scale. The intervals between the notes are really small in a chromatic scale, so everything is like a minor second apart. And that makes it sound really unstable. There's different ways to use chromatic motion in music. You can have it in the melody. Or the chords can outline it. Don't worry, nothing we're going to talk about in this video gets that complicated. To my dismay. You know, that's actually a great example of contrary motion. And contrary motion is when we're mostly going to focus on chromaticism and melody today, and I don't think there's a better example of that than... Fun by Chromaticism is a cute concept done right in my opinion. The song exudes energy and is not bland or uninteresting at all. And that's due in part by the abundance of chromaticism in the song. God, I'm really starting to get sick of saying the word chromaticism. Chromaticism. Anyway. The main attraction of Fun, from a musical standpoint, is the chromatic motion in the chorus. It's everywhere. And to me, it gives the song its vibe. It's probably because of the instability of the scale, which makes the melody naturally idiosyncratic. That plus all the other percussion and musical fluff, it gives the song its identity. What I mean by like, oh, the chromatic scale is super unstable, which gives the song its idiosyncratic nature, or whatever I said back there. Big words I can't use in real life. I'm joking. With a major scale, like, there's a clear start and end. So if it's A major, it will start, that was a G. It'll start and end on A, right? But with the chromatic scale, you don't really get that. So pair that with Fun's fun attitude, and it sounds like the melody is like a huge drop on a roller coaster, and it's really cool. Imagine if the song was completely diatonic. So in this case, E flat major, the key we're in, it would be...
That's lame.
It sounds like the phrase is going somewhere when it's played diatonically, which kind of just takes away all the flavor and the pizzazz of the song. I talked about this in my last video, but notes in a certain context have like a push and pull towards other notes. Look, if I were to play... What would you want me to play next? Right. So in that case, the concert A that I played, which is the 7th of the scale, had a strong need to resolve to B flat, the tonic. This pull to resolve is like when you're challenging your friends to see you can be underwater the longest without breathing, but then you lose because your lungs are ass. But then you're like, Evan, you're a musician, shouldn't you have good lungs? So then you kind of just awkwardly stand there hating yourself while your friends that you challenged are still underwater, and you're just like, wow, they make really good wind musicians, unlike me who couldn't hold my breath for 5 damn seconds. Just play the next song.
있잖아 우연 의미도 말해주고 싶어 나도 아니지 자꾸만 흘러가는 시간 속 지쳐가 한마디만
Reformis 9's fun put Chromaticism at the forefront of the song. Satellite by Loona is much more frugal with it and reserves it until it can be used at its greatest effect. It's like a secret sauce, you know? If you've listened to the full song before, which you should, it's really good, you would know that the song is fairly diatonic, which only added to my surprise when I listened to it for the first time. What? Why did they just... Why did it... By the way, that Loona reaction video is probably never going to be posted. My reactions were so garbage. I am not putting that on the internet. I'm sorry. Anyway, I really like how Chromaticism was a cool diversion and an extremely diatonic song. It just makes me want to keep listening to the song to get to that one moment over and over again. Plus... so cool. That was 23 by IU, and it probably has one of the sickest bridges I've ever heard. It's like unsettling and odd and foreboding, but also really captivating. Like you want to know something about it, but it's not telling you. It's like dark chocolatey and tasty. I want to taste it. I want to taste this bridge. Anyway, IU isn't really singing chromatically in this bridge. She's more talking chromatically. The notes aren't really as defined. Rather, the general direction of this melody dictates the form. Like, some of the notes in the song aren't able to be played on the piano. It's almost bordering on microtonalism, which I will talk about in a future video because it really interests me, and there's this one song that I found that's a really good example of it. So you're just gonna have to stay tuned, and you know what that means. Subscribe. I'm telling you to subscribe. So why is the bridge so cool in the context of the song? Well, the theme of the music video is like Alice in Wonderland, which is like quaint and, God, dare I say it, quirky. And the bridge fits the theme really well because it almost sounds like IU is asking a question. Like the loose chromatic motion coupled with her voice reflects someone's inflection when they're asking something, which is like a thing in Alice in Wonderland, right? Like asking questions. I don't know, I haven't read the book in years. So yeah, Chromaticism, fun, good, interesting, spicy.